Can y'all see me, or all y'all see is like a dark silhouette? That's all I see. Which means the video is probably gonna show up even darker. It's probably gonna be extra dark. Fuck it. You can see where I'm at. I'll pick it up real quick. Got a little pond. There's a major street right next to me. I'm chilling. I was just about to make the video. They cut off the lights right before I turned on the camera. Two things I want to talk about. Actually, it's one thing, but it's like there's two parts of it, okay? And that one thing is how people are tricked into doing stupid ass shit, okay? And I'm not talking about like, oh, you got like this con artist over here selling you some fake jewelry or something. No, I'm talking about like on a wholesale level, how the whole world is like, you know, coerced into doing stupid shit, okay? And there's two major parts of that. And I think they need to be understood and totally like, everybody needs to be aware of them. Otherwise, people are going to keep doing the stupid shit, okay? Number one is money. And by money, I mean economic coercion. I mean, fucking with the economy to the point that the price of living, the cost of living is so high that you have to work all day, both parents, whoever, whatever, and can barely get by for a lot of fucking people. And that's super fucking relevant. Everybody needs to understand that. I'm not going to talk too much about that one because I think it's pretty fucking obvious, okay? The other one, though, is culture, okay? Culture is manipulated in a way to make people want to do stupid shit to impress people. How does that even make sense? How does doing stupid shit impress people? I don't know, but I'll try to explain. Like, yeah, it's pretty fucking like counterintuitive. You're like, okay, so the culture's been manipulated to do stupid shit to impress people. I'll give you a prime example. You seen them girls in like them African tribes with like the fucking big old plates in their lip? Who the fuck told them that shit is attractive? How the fuck and why the fuck are they doing that? I don't think anybody in their right mind would think that's attractive. You know, they take them plates out and they got these big old droopy ass fucking lips hanging. What is that? What is that? Like, come on, who told y'all that's cool? Like, that's not a good idea in my opinion, but you know, I don't know. But look, shit like that. How does shit like that? And that's like a minor thing. There's if we look at the world, you know, you could say how many things people I don't know, for instance, people buy a lot of stuff, you know, they're coerced into buying things like, oh look, it's cool to have this item, da da da, and they're like, fuck yeah, I want that, yeah, just so I can impress my homies, da da da. And things like become little trends like that and stuff. Like I remember not that long ago there was fidget spinners and every little kid wanted a fucking fidget spinners, like, because everybody, it became like a cultural thing. So how does something like that get about? Well, it's basically, you know, suggested in one way or another, maybe like on a TV show or a movie or fucking a poll says, oh, the news shows you, oh, 99% of people think da da da. It's basically suggested that people like something, okay? And or like when people do something or when they have something or something like that, okay? It's suggested. It can be shown in a movie. They can put it in a movie. They can say like, oh, like for instance, Space Jam with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was about to go play basketball and he's like, oh no, my shoes. And then he's like, I can't play without my shoes. And then Bugs Bunny went to go find his shoes. He went to go find his shoes, and when he found them, it was on top of like a shelf, and it was like, oh, like it had like this holy sound. And like the movie, I'm telling you, it positioned those shoes as like important, like it was important to Michael Jordan being Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? And like everybody likes Michael Jordan, so like, okay, you want to be like Mike, you got to have them shoes. You see what I'm saying? That's just one example. Positioning something in a certain way. You know, it can be a behavior, it can be an action, it can be a thing, it can be a lot of stuff. Looking a certain way, whatever. And those are like staged things. You know what I mean? Like you can show that in a movie or a show or whatever. And you could even say it's reality TV and pose it in reality TV. You know what I mean? So that's that example, posing something a certain way. But then there's also like the mainstream media like having these polls like, oh, 99% or like doing a study, or scientists find out that people like 90% of people like this, you know, da-da-da. And they could propose some information, like as if they got some insight, like, oh, 99% of people like this. And then you're like, oh, okay, people like that, let me do that. You know, girls like it when a guy does this. Okay, let me do that. Guys like it when a girl looks like this. Okay, let me look like that. You see what I'm saying? And they manipulate the fuck out of society. It's so simple. It's so fucking simple. It's just suggesting the idea that everybody likes something. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, some of those might be factual. Some of those fucking random polls or whatever could be factual. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they could be lies. You know what I'm saying? They could just be fucking made up and getting people to do some dumb shit, getting people to believe that, or they could be based on experiments that aren't even like, you know, foolproof. You know, they could be some flawed experiment. I don't even believe in psychological experiments because I always think there's the factor of human fucking choice. You know what I mean? I think, you know, it's been said before, I don't want to get too off on this subject, but it's been said before that the only real sciences are the hard sciences, like physics, you know what I mean? Because there's human choice involved and everything else, like psychology and shit. You can't fucking, like, assume that somebody's going to do the same thing over and over and over again. You can, like, kind of, I don't know, make inferences a little bit and see patterns and, you know, tendencies, but you can't, like, assume that somebody's going to do the same thing over and over, you know what I mean? You can't assume, I mean, it's just, I don't know. So I don't even believe in psychological fucking experiments like that. So those are two examples, okay? Positioning and also like the polls or, you know, fucking expert info or whatever, like insightful motherfuckers. Shit, there could just be some girl that's like, oh yeah, girls love it when a guy da-da-da-da-da. And she could just be like making up shit. And all these guys are like, really? Like, because she's a girl, they think like she knows everything. I could do that if I was a guy. I could be like, yo, girls, guys like this shit. Guys like it when you're, and believe me, you can fucking manipulate people into doing shit like that, doing whatever, pretty much just by convincing them that that's what other people like. Because people are social animals. They want to be accepted in the pack. They want to be high ranking in the pack so they can have more access to like better jobs, more women, more men, more better life. You know what I mean? When you have a higher level in the pack, you know, you got more access to good stuff, right? So it's a survival mechanism to want a high level in the pack. And the way that you get a high level in the pack is by being valued socially. And to be valued socially in this human world, you do shit that, you know, the culture likes. You see what I'm saying? So all they got to do is manipulate the culture, and then pretty much everybody's going to do whatever the fuck they tell people, other people like. And, you know, that's what happens. And at the end of the day, you know, maybe, like I said, all that shit could be fake, made up. Nobody likes what the fuck they're talking about. Like there could be some girl like, oh, girls love it when a guy gets wasted and beats them. Girls love it when guys just beat them. You know, it's just what they love. They really love a dominant man who takes charge and, you know, gets drunk and chokes them and, you know, gives them black eyes and stuff. They love it. And it's like, really? And then all these guys are like, okay, let me be a dominant male. I'm gonna be an asshole and fucking da-da-da. And fucking, maybe none of these girls like that shit, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there is girls that like that, but, you know, I don't think most girls like to be beaten, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. I mean, I'm telling you, there could be just stupid info given out like that. Say 99% of, and look, here's the thing. Even if they say 99% of something likes this, or they say 65% of women like guys that beat them, you know, you could be like, well, I don't like a guy that beats me, and you just assume you're part of the 40 other percent, whatever, 35%. And that's how it works, man. That's how it works. I'm telling you, just like, oh man, well, those girls are retarded. Like, you think you're in the minority now. You're like, oh, well, I don't like that. I guess I'm in the minority, you know, fucking stupid world. When really it's nobody. When really it's just some fake info. That's a whole nother level, man. They can make people believe all types of shit. Like fucking talk about 99% of people like this, 99% of people think this, whatever. And they just manipulate the fuck out of everything. And that goes into a whole nother thing. It's not even culture, but like, you know, if they want to do something, if they can, you know, suggest that the public already supports it, even if they don't, you know, then you're like, oh, fuck, like, and then you're mad at the world. You're like, oh, these fucking stupid people. It's like, dude, maybe they don't fucking like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe nobody likes that shit, and the TV's just telling you that people like that shit, you know? Maybe 99% of people don't support a war in some random country, but the TV tells you, oh yeah, fucking 85% of people say it's a good idea to go to war. You know what I'm saying? Then you're like, oh, then you think America's stupid or the whole world's stupid for supporting some shit. When really it's just the TV making up some numbers, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother level of manipulation right there. It's making impressions. It's information. It's false information. It's telling you something about people that you otherwise have no insight to. If somebody tells you some random people on the other side of the world that you never met are fucking crazy, psychopathic terrorists, and you never met them, you're kind of like, damn, like, that's scary. And you might believe them. You might, and if they make a good enough case, you might be like, damn, maybe they, I don't know, just fucking make up a whole story and pose them in that way. You might believe that. And you're like, damn, maybe we should support a war to go stop them people before they come and get us. When really they're just innocent people over there, just making up a whole story. The TV's making up a story, shit like that. I'm telling you, man, 2 ways that people are manipulated into dumb shit. 1 is economic coercion. 2 is false information, really manipulating the culture. That's really what I was trying to talk about. But at the end of the day, it's false information. It's like posing things. And I mean, it's the false information's 1, but 2, the main one. So I guess there's 3 different ones. False information straight up telling you that this dude's a terrorist or something, whatever. Just telling you that somebody's trying to get you, da-da-da. I guess what it comes down to is, people trying to inform you about other people that you know nothing about. Trying to, I don't know, man. Taking advantage of what you don't know and trying to inform you. And, like, fill in the fucking blanks. Like, they know you don't know what's going on the other side of the world. So they're like, okay, yeah, da-da-da, this is happening. They know, like, you really have no way of knowing. They know you have no way of knowing what 99% of America thinks. Unless you're going to take a poll your damn self. So they'll tell you, yeah, 99% of people think this. They know you're not going to verify that or, check and find out that that's not true. They know you're not going to because you don't have that capacity to check. You know what I'm saying? So they'll go ahead and tell you whatever. They could tell you Joe Schmo over on the other side of the world is a fucking terrorist. And you're like, oh shit. And like, you have no capacity to check. Like, you could call this dude and he might say, no, I'm not a terrorist. You're like, oh, you're lying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, it's manipulation out the wazoo. I'm telling you. But the main part that I was trying to hit was the culture shit. Because they simply just suggest that people in general like something and fucking, people believe that shit. Like, I'm telling you. And it's silly. It really is. I'm telling you, like, the lip thing in Africa with the big old plates, dude. Who really finds that, dude? Does any of those dudes over there really find that attractive, or is that just like a thing? Do they all just like somehow falsely believe that? It's like, what the fuck is that? I don't understand that. But anyway, I don't know, man. I just see a lot. I mean, economic coercion, that's numero uno. That's like, you have to fucking get by. You have to survive. You need money to get the shit you need to survive. And I mean, with the economic coercion, you pretty much have to do some shit to get some fucking money. And that sucks sometimes because they got you working at, you'll be a fucking soldier and go fucking blow the heads off of some random people on the other side of the world because you're just trying to feed your fucking family. That's the type of shit that happens with economic coercion. But secondarily, culture just generally kind of gets people to do dumb shit. Maybe people all want to be a fucking retarded little rapper kid or a fucking, they all want to have a big, giant, fucking retarded-sized badonkadonker. They all fucking think that it's cool to act like a fucking bimbo or fucking, or be a douchebag, you know what I mean? An asshole or whatever, shit like that. Or buy this item, buy this type of clothes, these type of shoes, this type of car, da-da-da. Or maybe it's cool to support this political movement or da-da-da or whatever. It's all coercion, bro. And okay, another aspect of that though is you making fun of shit. Go watch Saturday Night Live and there's so much like, it's always trying to get you to see people, social monkey animals want a place in the pack. If you're being made fun of, that's automatic. You're no longer got your place in the pack. So people do anything to not be made fun of. They're all taking advantage of the social monkey fucking want to have a high place in the pack bullshit. I'm telling you. And so making fun of shit is huge. Making fun of shit is like an automatic. You're at the bottom of the totem pole. So people will do like literally anything to not be made fun of. And I think the only way to like counterbalance that is like if somebody's trying to like make fun of you, I guess you just gotta be like, I don't know. I don't even know, dude. But I don't know. I realized a while back that the culture was retarded, you know what I'm saying? I read a couple books about how they manipulate culture. One of them was Edward Bernays' Propaganda, written in like the 30s. You know, I've looked into it a little bit. And I realized I started to see how everything's manipulated. I'm like, dude, that's dumb to go along with it. So, you know, I've been not really going along with it. And at some point, I might be able to say, yeah, you know, I can kind of say that I don't give a fuck. But at the same time, you know, if I'm low on the social ladder, you know, I'm kind of treated like shit, which is the reality. I get treated like shit sometimes. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people talk shit, blah, 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 whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to be like a leader to show people the way out of being manipulated into stupid shit, you know what I mean? And I'm been taking the hits, trying to, you know, do what I can. You know, a lot of people do the opposite. They say, fuck that, I'm doing whatever fucking gets me some love today. You know, I'll go along with the culture, whatever it says to do. And I mean, it takes a certain amount of character to, you know, break off from that and try to show a better way. That being said, yeah, man, I mean, there's just, people are on a wholesale level being coerced into doing stupid shit. They're being, like, led to believe that other people, other people, whatever the fuck that means, other people, think something. And it's like, so everybody thinks other people think something. It's like, but it could at the end of the day be none of them. It's just other people. These other people don't exist maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe everybody thinks something, but there's always other people that think something else. So everybody's like, okay, well, let me satisfy those, whatever, man. It's stupidity. It's kind of like people got to be able to see through this whole game. If you can see through the whole game, you know, you might not be so quick to believe those polls or believe whatever the fuck they say other people think. You know what I'm saying? If everybody kind of has this in mind, if you approach a person and y'all both got that in mind, like, I think all that bullshit kind of just falls to the floor and you start to, like, seek out what you actually think and what you actually value. Maybe. I don't know, either way. I mean, just being keen and, aware of what they're doing, being, smarter than the tricks, you know what I'm saying? You'll be, you'll be ahead of the curve with it all, and hopefully you won't be subjected to it all. And, like, if the whole world, all together understands this, I think we'll all be a little bit better off, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Trying to think anything else. I think that's good for now, man. That should hopefully explain most of it. At the end of the day, it's taking advantage of what you don't know. And it's taking advantage of the things you don't know that they know that you can't really verify. And so they'll tell you Mr. Joe Schmo on the other side of the world is a terrorist or a crazy motherfucker, or there's Muslim extremists that you don't like, they're hiding in the mountains, or there's aliens in outer space, they're gonna come get us. Like, you can't go to outer space and find out. You're just like, oh my god, that sucks. Or there's some threat or something, and like, they'll be telling you shit like that, and you believe that shit because you can't verify it. You can't verify if it's true or not. They can tell you, oh no, shit like that. But yeah, man, people are manipulated a lot. I know this. It's pretty fucking obvious to me. And if people are, like, keen to the tactics, in general, I don't think it's much of a problem to see through it all. I think it's pretty simple. Anyway, I was kind of inspired to make this video. I was up in this Whataburger and I saw these girls acting a certain way. I'm like, man, y'all been watching too much TV or something. Like, y'all gotta slow your roll, man. Like, they think they're all like attracted being bimbo-y, slutty, and silly. Like, I was just like, damn, like y'all been watching too much TV, telling y'all some dumb shit. Like, for real. And that's just one example. Like, I see it everywhere with everything. People want this type of clothes, this type of da-da-da. Dude, they want fidget spinners, they want da-da-da. It's like, I used to do it when I was young. Like I said, I kind of started to see through it at some point. Yeah, man, that's the realness of it all. That's where I'm at, like, you know, socially. I'm like beyond, like, I mean, I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but it's like, yeah, I'm like beyond the social ladder. Like, I'm not climbing the same ladder y'all climbing. I'm doing other stuff, like, on my own. Like, I can see beyond. I can see the whole, like, the game of society, you know, with people being these, you know, social animals that want a high rank in society, da-da-da, so they're going to do what they, I see the whole game, and it's like, okay, if I see that, I'm not, like, I could play it a little bit to, you know, get what I want in life, maybe, but at the same time, if we can all see the game, it's kind of like, you know, you're at war, you think the other guy wants to kill you, and he thinks you want to kill him, but if y'all could just both say, hold up, what the fuck are we doing? If y'all can, like, communicate that, if I can be like that type of peacekeeper in the world with this whole social ladder society thing, you know, trying to get everybody to see the game type thing, then maybe we could all just stop for a minute and be a little bit more, like, normal, you might say, you know what I mean? It's like, there ain't no need, it's just silly to me. It's silly to me. I just see it, and it's just so silly. I don't even feel like doing it. I don't feel like playing that game. I feel like it's mindless. It's mindless to go along with shit like that. And I'm telling you, it's kind of like war. It's like you have no choice. If the other dude's playing the game, trying to shoot at you, you pretty much have no choice. You know what I mean? If everybody's playing the fucking social monkey game, I have no choice. Another example, like, you know, sometimes I get mad at how, like, everybody's in their cell phones all the time. And sometimes I'm like, man, I'm just going to quit using my cell phone. I'm going to be social. I'm going to talk to people. So, I quit using my cell phone. I say, I'm not going to use my cell phone for like 3 days. Put my cell phone in my pocket, tell myself I'm not going to use it. I look around, everybody else in their cell phone, so who am I supposed to talk to? It's like, unless, you know, if the other people are playing the game, you have no choice but to play as well. That's basically what it is. I mean, but if we could all, like, step back and see, you know, if we can be like, hold up, you know, we could change the game, you know what I mean? We could do, we don't have to be mindlessly going along with this shit, kind of like war, you know what I'm saying, for real. Yeah, I'm telling you. And I'm trying to, like, facilitate that kind of communication, facilitate that type of change, because it has to be facilitated, because it, like, otherwise it's just a one-way street of manipulation, and there's no, like, counterbalancing it. There's no, like, you know, they tell you Joe Schmo is a fucking terrorist. You know, the only way to find out, to, like, change your mind about that is go talk with Joe Schmo and be like, or at least understand the game that I'm talking about and understand how you might be, you know, manipulated to believe that. You know what I mean? If you can at least understand that, then maybe you might, you know, second guess the validity of that, you know, information. You know what I mean? Which that's a start. You know, and you know, if you believe that other guy wants to kill you, you're at war. The other guy wants to kill you. You know, he believes that, you know, you want to kill him. If you can at least believe that, hey, maybe I was just manipulated to believe that guy wants to kill me, you know, then that's a start. You know, maybe y'all could be like, hold up, and just, like, communicate somehow, and then be like, hey, do you really want to be shooting at each other? Could we just chill? And then you can settle the whole, and then you'd be like, yeah, I don't want to shoot you. What are we shooting each other for? And you're like, I don't know. They told me that you want to kill me. It's like, nah, they told me you want to kill me. It's like, well, we don't want to kill each other, right? Right. And okay, well, let's not kill each other. Okay, what do you want to do? Let's go get a beer. Okay, let's go. Boom. Life changes for the better. So I'm telling you, the only way to, like, really reverse that is by, like, facilitating that type of communication. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. And the first step is just understanding how, you know, people are manipulated. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a mission of mine. It's something I see, and I know it has to be reversed, and the only way to reverse it is to facilitate that communication, like I'm talking about. Otherwise, people just led to believe things about other people, and I mean, that's it. You know what I mean? Somebody tells you your neighbor is like fucking plotting on killing you. You know that's and you never talk to your neighbor. You know nothing about them. You know, you might just believe that shit because you know nothing about them. The only way to reverse that is to get to know them and find out, yeah, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Facilitate that type of communication. And the beginning of that is questioning whether or not that is valid information, and kind of understanding that you could be, you know, manipulated into believing some stupid shit. You know what I mean? If you can see the game, understand that, and realize and really question the validity of information, that's step number one. And then you might be like, hey, maybe my neighbor's not trying to kill me. Maybe I should go, you know, investigate this, check it out. You know, maybe that's a big fucking lie. You know what I mean? That's step one. And I don't know, man. That's that. I'm gonna get back to what I was doing. I got a milkshake that's holding on my phone right now. I'm trying to drink it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's that, man. Hopefully this is doing part of that job and facilitating that communication. You know, putting them seeds in your mind, getting you to understand that you're being fucked around, that you could be being fucked around. You know what I mean? And that the information that I'm talking about, you know, could be invalid. You know what I mean? And that, you know, maybe you're just being fucked around, you know what I mean? And maybe you should check out whether people really like da-da-da or da-da-da. Maybe girls don't really like when guys are like da-da-da. Maybe you should ask them, you know what I mean? Maybe guys don't like when girls are like da-da-da. Maybe you should ask them, you know what I mean? Maybe whatever. Maybe 99% of people don't like this or that, you know what I mean? Whatever. You have to realize that you could be being fucked around and question the validity of that information, you know what I'm saying? That's the beginning. And, yeah, man. And we have to reverse it all. That's the only way, because we've been being manipulated, man. We've been being told stuff about other people and other things. We've been, like, they tell us all types of stuff. They take advantage of what we don't know and try to, they know we don't know. They know we have no way of verifying, so they're just going to tell us whatever. It's simple. It's manipulation one-on-one. It's like, oh, yeah, did you know, da-da-da, da-da-da. Like, goddamn, like, you know, it's like, somebody ain't gonna try to tell you a lie about your mom or your best friend because they know you talk to your mom or your best friend. They'll tell you a lie about somebody that they know you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. Anyway, hopefully that facilitates a little, you know, does its job a little bit. Get people questioning what the fuck they've been told and shit. I'm gonna leave it at that. I gotta go drink this milkshake, eat this cheeseburger. I'm out. Peace, love, happiness. Be real. Be real. What does that mean? Look, I'm not trying to be fucked up. But do animals watch TV? Do they read books? Can they read signs? Nah, man. Animals are just aware. They see what's going on around them. They can read your intentions. You know, a lot of people talk about, oh, look, he's like, I don't know. People, look, animals don't read. They don't watch TV. They don't understand language when you're talking to them. They understand emotion. They can read your demeanor and your, you know, they see your intention. You know what I mean? They live in a reality. You know what I mean? I feel like people need to do that. Okay. And to me, that's the definition of keeping it real. And I think people need to do that more often. I think people so often are just like, they're full of this arbitrary information, what they've been told about other people and other things and all this stuff. And they assume everybody likes this or that, and they assume these things about people. It's like, God damn. And I get annoyed by it sometimes. I see people like assuming things about me. I'm like, holy shit. Like, just look and you can see that I'm not about that. Like, pay attention. But yeah, people quite often seem to be like guided by this arbitrary information, and it's the window through which they, you know, I don't know, it's stupid in my opinion. It's like, dude, just pay attention to what's going on. You can see like what's going on. Like, you don't gotta like, don't just assume this and this and this and this. Like, dude, just pay attention. Be real. Be normal. Be present. Just pay attention. I'm telling you, animals do that, okay? Dogs can't read. They don't understand English. They read your demeanor. They read your intention. Other animals do that. Fucking cats, raccoons, birds, whatever. They're like looking at people, and they probably think people are damn crazy because people just walking around looking like they're all up in their brain with this arbitrary information and shit. They're like, look, if I'm an animal, I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing? Like, they're in their own head, like, on some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, I'm just like I'm a little, like a cat. I don't know, like, it's prejudice. It's weird shit. Like, I'm telling you, people have this random, arbitrary information in their brain, which makes them prejudiced. That's really what it comes down to. Just keep it fucking real. See what the fuck's going on. Don't be too all up in your brain with some random facts that you've been told about, blah, blah, blah. Just pay attention to what's going on. It's that simple. And with that, I'm going to leave it at that. Keep it real. Keep it real. And just pay attention. It's really that fucking simple, dude. You know, if you're a girl that thinks every guy likes your badonkadonk, you know, maybe you should look around and see how these dudes are reacting. Maybe you're just annoying the fuck out of them. I was up in this... I don't even want to go there. Well, pay attention. Just pay attention. You can see just... that. I think that's lacking today. People ain't paying attention. They just assume everything. They're in their own little world, like assuming everything about everybody. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. That's that. Thank you guys for listening. I'm out of here. I'm going to drink my milkshake and get back to munching on a cheeseburger. Peace out.